Windows Server 2008, the file print and read services. We are going to apply some examples on these services. We'll start by creating a global group of type security. I'm going to show you first what is the difference between global group, universal group, and domain local groups. Let's assume that we have a 3 domain. First one is called A domain, and the second one is called B, and the third one is C. In A domain we have users and computers, same thing for B and C. So the stars are users and computers. Also we have resources, for example a file, a folder, a printer, anything is a resource. Also in A you are going to create a global group, in B you are going to create a universal group, and in C we are going to create a domain local group. What is the difference between these 3 groups? In global group, all members of this group should be from the same domain where the global group is created. When assigning permission, global group could be assigned permissions on resource in the same domain, on resource also from other domains. On domain B, when we create a universal group could have users and computers from the same domain where the universal group is created. Also, it could have users and computers from other domains. Regarding the assigning permission, universal group could be assigned permissions on local resources. Also, it could be assigned permission on resources outside the domain from other domains. Regarding the domain local group could have users and computers from the same domain where the DL is created. Also, it could have users from other domains, but domain local group could only be assigned permission to resources from the same domain where the domain local group is created. Now back to the example. I'm going to create a global group of type security called accounting and add the following users to it. So on the virtual machine, I logged into the virtual machine. Now I will create the group accounting, which is global and of type security. Okay. Who are the members of accounting group? Properties, or add to group, or double click. On members, add Jennifer and Sam Clark and Mark Porter. Okay, now these 3 users are member of the accounting group. Next question is to create a shared folder on C drive called accounting data and give the group accounting read and change permission. Okay, on C drive, create a new folder called accounting. Data, and you should share the folder, remove everyone and add only accounting group with change and read permission. Okay. Next I need to view the effective permissions of Jennifer on the folder. On the folder, right click properties, on security tab, click on advanced, and then effective permission. I select Jennifer. Okay, I can see now that Jennifer has following permissions, where she can create files, write data, append data, also read permission. Okay. Next I need to test the assigned permission. Let's test it on Mark Porter. On the second virtual machine, which is a Windows 7, I'm going to log in. Porter. Okay. To access shared resource on the network. // and server name is DC1 accounting data. Can create folder. Also I can create files with this shared resource. Okay, the rest is done. Next I need to guide Mark Porter to use the offline files features on this folder. Okay, on the server side there is no need to do anything. The sharing folder, as you can see on caching, the option only the files and programs that users specify are available offline, which is enough. I need to configure something on the user side. Let's go to the virtual machine, and on the user side right click on accounting data and check the always available offline. As you can see now, there's two files. There are two folders that are available offline. You can know that from the added icon. Okay, next, let me check something. Okay, I need to enable remote desktop connections on the domain, so the administrator, on the domain controller, so the administrator can be able to connect to it. Okay, on the machine, right click and properties, also from, it could be done from server manager. Remote settings, I need to enable, so it's already enabled. Allow, click on allow connections only from computers running Windows desktop. Select users, I can select users who can connect to this computer using RDC. By default, all administrators can connect to this computer if this option is enabled. Okay. Then I need to create a Microsoft Management Console to include Active Directory and disk management in it, and save this console to MMC. Okay, MMC. Right click. File. Remove the Active Directory users and computers. And the disk management. This computer. Okay. Now I need to save this MMC to the disk. Computer C, MMC. Active Directory dash disk management. Save. Okay, now it's saved. If you reopen it again, see MMC, double click. As you can see, we can manage the Active Directory and disk management from this interface. You can customize anything you want, okay, and add it to this interface. Next, I need to add 4 physical disks on the machine and configure them as a mirror for the main disk, and the 3 others as a RAID 5. I added the 4 hard disks on the virtual machine. Now I need to access the disk management, MMC. Open the disk management. first task is first task is to configure a mirror for the main disk where the operating system is installed. Okay, here I need to configure a mirror, so I click on add mirror, right click on the volume and I click on add mirror, which is on disk 1. Disk 1 will be converted to dynamic disk, yes. Now next task is to create a RAID 5 on the 3 other disks. Okay, now the mirror is synchronizing data. The other disk I create RAID 5. Next, I'll add on disk 3 and 4, and I create the RAID 5 with drive letter E. Next and finish, and we did this task. Last point is to install print service management and then add a new printer and share it. Okay. I need to add the print management role on the server manager. Add a new role. Next, print and document services. Next, and install. Now the role is installed. I can now add new printers. Start access to print management. Here's DC1, which is the print server. All print servers will be displayed here. On DC1 I need to add a new printer. Right click, add a printer. And the printer is of type, it's a network printer with an IP of 172.16.16.5. So I will check the TCP IP, then I'll remove autodidact since I don't have the network now on my network. I don't have the printer on my network, so I will assume I will have it. 16.5. Next, to search for it. Install new driver. And the printer is Canon IR6870. Next, the location is building A, floor 215, floor 1, floor 215, floor 1, room 212. Okay, next, installing the driver, finalizing, finish. Now the printer is installed on the print server. Next point is to add a printer, share the printer and list it in the directory. What does it mean to list the printer in the directory? If I access the second printer or the second virtual machine, I need now to add the printer. There's multiple ways to add a printer on the client side. This is one way of them. Add a network printer. As you can see, there is no network in the directory. This is the directory. Okay, I need to add it. So right click, properties. On the sharing tab, I check this checkbox. List it in the directory, click on OK. And rerun the wizard again on the client machine. Add a printer, add a network printer. As you can see, now Canon IR is listed in the directory with the server, and the address is building A, floor 1, room 212. Cancel. Next, I need to put the availability of the printer change the availability from 8 to 5. Okay, from 8 to 5, right click on properties. properties. On the advanced tab, I change the property, change the availability from 8 to 5 p.m. Okay. Another option to install the printer is using group policy by right-click on the printer and then deploy with group policy. I can deploy it under an organizational unit or the whole domain. Okay, the next step is to give Jennifer and Mark the permission to print on this printer, only Jennifer and Mark. Okay, this is the security tab. Okay, I will remove everyone and add only Mark and check names and Jennifer. Check names. Okay, the permission to print. Apply. Okay, now they can print on this printer. And the last point is to Jennifer has more priority to print than Mark Porter. To apply this task, I need to create another printer for the same physical printer. So I have now this one. I need to create the same specification of the printer, but I should remove Mark Porter from this printer and assign Jennifer the priority in Advanced tab to be higher than Mark Porter, for example 20. And on the second printer, after configuring the printer, I could put Mark Porter on Security tab to print on the printer and then add a lower priority than this one for Jennifer. Next, I need to keep printed documents for later printing. Okay, this is very easy step. Right-click on the printer and on the Properties Advanced tab, I check this option, keep printed document. Okay. If you want to test this one, I will test it here on this printer. Advanced, keep printed already checked. I create document, example, print using XPS. Okay, print, and the document is printed but on a file and not hard copy. Okay, don't save. As you can see, double click, open print queue. I can see that the status of the job is printed. Okay, so it's printed, but the document is listed in the queue. So I can reprint the document again.